I know you're watching this video during one of the most difficult times of your life. Losing someone you love is never easy, and the flood of tasks that come after can feel overwhelming. In this video, I'll walk you through a clear checklist covering the essential steps from the day your loved one passes to the final details of settling the estate that will make these next few weeks to the next few months a little more manageable. Before we dive in, I want you to know something that's important. This checklist is just a practical guide, and it's not do all of this or it's wrong. It's just a gentle, practical guide. I lost 3 of my loved ones that I had to plan personally their funerals, and I wish I had a step-by-step guide just to kind of give me an idea of where I was supposed to go, what I was supposed to do, who I was supposed to call, what was next. So that's part of why I created this. During this process, I want to encourage you, just be gentle with yourself. If you're feeling overwhelmed, it's perfectly normal, and it's okay to ask family, friends, or even a professional for some help. So let's dive in, and let's start with, what are the first things that you need to do? Usually within the first 24 to 48 hours, you need to get a legal pronouncement of your loved one's death. If your loved one was in a hospital or in hospice, the medical staff will handle this for you. If they passed at home unexpectedly, you'll need to call 911 to get an official declaration from a medical professional, because they must declare them deceased in order for you to obtain a death certificate. And we'll talk more about the death certificate in a little bit and why that's important. Second thing is to notify the important people in your life and your loved one's life. You can even have someone else make these calls if it is too much for you and you're handling other things, or you could split the calls up, whatever is most comfortable for you. And you want to start with your most immediate family and close friends. You can make the calls, you can send a text, you could do a group text, you can send an email. Again, whatever communication method is easiest and feels best for you. You'll also want to inform your loved one's employer that they have passed. Check their contacts to make sure that you're not missing anyone that is important in their life. The next thing that you want to do is secure and protect their belongings, meaning go in and secure the home and vehicle. If they have a vehicle, you want to kind of go through the house, make sure that there's no money hidden or laying around or any valuables like jewelry, and either one, put it in a safe or bring it with you so that you can secure it in your own home. I know that that may seem, I don't want to say silly, but that's something that may slip your mind, but it's so important because break-ins happen, especially if they know the home is empty. So make sure you go through the home, especially if they are older. They may have hidden things all around the house, and it's very common to hide things in books, or not just under the bed or the mattress, in some obscure places that you might not think about, like up in the ceiling. Sometimes people have hid things, or in their coats, in their pockets. They might have money in their pockets, in the closet. There's just all different places that people might hide some things through their house. So you might need to really do a thorough check in your loved one's home just to make sure that there is nothing in there of value that could get stolen. If they had any pets, make sure you arrange care for the pets. Grief affects the pets as well, and a lot of people don't even think about that either. So you don't want to just kind of haul them off somewhere that they're not getting attention paid to them. Make sure that they are in a place where they also are feeling loved and are being looked after. You'll want to forward their mail to prevent any identity theft, or ask a neighbor or family member to check in on the home and grab their mail to prevent mail from building up, or papers that are delivered, anything like that, so that it doesn't look like the house is empty. Next, within the next few days of losing your loved one, you'll start to want to plan a funeral. So you'll want to look for any pre-existing funeral plans that they may have made. If they haven't made any, you'll want to choose a funeral home. You'll want to choose between a burial, cremation, or even body donation. If they were a veteran, check for military burial benefits such as military honors. Next, you're going to need to decide what kind of funeral you're going to have, meaning, are you going to have a wake or a viewing? Are you going to have a traditional church funeral service? Are you going to have a life celebration or memorial service afterwards? So once you decide what type of funeral service you're going to have, then you'll know what you need to plan. But if you're having a traditional funeral, you'll want to select pallbearers. You want to plan the eulogy, who will say it. You'll coordinate post-funeral gathering. That is, if you are going to have like a luncheon or something afterwards. Don't be afraid to ask family and friends for help with any of these arrangements. Now, moving forward, 2 weeks after the death, now you're going to have to start looking at some crucial administrative tasks, which is gathering critical documents. I had mentioned earlier about the death certificates. Now you'll want to make sure that you get at least 10 certified copies of the death certificate. Usually the funeral home will help you with this. They will automatically, I know for me, in all of my loved ones' death, that came with the funeral. I'm sure I paid for it. I know I paid for it, but you get 10. If you think you're going to need more, then you'll want to ask for more and order more. You'll definitely, you might think 10, what do I need 10 for? You'll need multiple copies for closing accounts like bank accounts, credit card accounts, sometimes even like subscription accounts. They'll want a death certificate. If you're filing insurance claims, you will need one. And any legal matter, you'll need a certified death certificate. If they had a will, you'll want to locate their will and you want to identify whoever the estate executor is. The next is seeking professional guidance. That is, you might want to consult if there's trust or if there's an estate attorney, you'll want to contact them. Meet with a CPA because they can help with assisting in filing taxes or any other kind of financial matter. You might need to begin the probate process. That is not in every state. And if they didn't have a lot of money, you may not need to do that. So if necessary, you might need to begin that process. And probate is the legal process of executing a will. The executor will work with the court to distribute assets and pay off all the debts. So if you are not the executor, you will not have to worry about that. The executor will handle all of that. You'll want to create a comprehensive inventory of all their assets. And that's really important, like listing all the financial accounts that they have, checking accounts, saving accounts. Maybe they have CDs or stocks, bonds, things like that. You want to list their real estate, their vehicles, any of their personal belongings that are worth a lot of money. You want to have a pretty thorough list of all of this. You may want to hire an appraiser if there are valuable items so that you can see what all this is worth. Next is notifications and account management. First is contacting like government and financial, such as contact Social Security Administration, notify life insurance companies, cancel their driver's license. Next, you're going to settle debts and close accounts. That is, you're going to inform banks and financial institutions that your loved one has passed. You are either going to close out or transfer bank accounts, alert credit agencies of your loved one's passing, manage their credit card accounts, and you're going to notify the creditors and pay any outstanding bills. And that includes just like if they had a house, their electric bill, their cable bill, any kind of bill that was coming in. And there are accounts that you will also be closing. You probably won't need cable if nobody's in the home. The electric, until you maybe sell the property, will stay on, but there are things that you will need to start to close out and pay off any of those outstanding bills. Next, you're going to cancel any unnecessary services. That is, terminate insurance policies, auto insurance, health insurance, look and see if they had any digital subscriptions like streaming, cell phone, internet, things like that. You'll want to stop that. Any home delivery services, you want to pause or stop. If they had a landscaper come and cut their lawn, or if they had a pool and they had pool services, you need to decide, is that going to continue or are you going to stop altogether? Don't forget about the digital footprint. That is social media accounts. You want to figure out how you can manage those accounts. You want to cancel any loyalty programs that they had. Consider creating a memorial page if appropriate on social media. Next, filing tax returns. This is where a CPA can help you file a final return on behalf of your loved one. I know for me, that was way beyond my expertise. So it was important for me to hire a professional to be able to do that. Losing someone that you love is incredibly difficult, and trying to manage all the details that follow can be overwhelming. And there's a lot of things that you may not realize that you have to look after or take care of. So hopefully this checklist is helpful to you. I will have a downloadable version for you in the description. If you cannot download it, please let me know. Just contact me, send me a message, and I will send you an email so that you can actually have this printout version of what to do when a loved one passes. Remember, you don't have to do this alone. Reach out and ask for help when you need it. This is not a race. Take your time. And until next time, continue mending piece by piece, one step at a time.